Hello dear friend, and welcome to On This Day SMR with me, Edward Hertz, where we take a look back through history at events which took place on this day. The rain is gently pittering and pattering away on the window, and the fire is crackling away nicely in the hearth. So put your headphones on, sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey back through time. Today is Friday the 2nd of February 2024, and we have 51 events to cover, going all the way back to the year 506. Starting with the most recent event, which happened 3 years ago in 2021, the Burmese military establishes a state administration council, the military junta, after deposing the democratically elected government in the 2021 Myanmar coup d'etat. 12 years ago in 2012, the ferry MV Rabal Queen sinks off the coast of Papua New Guinea near the Finschhafen district with an estimated 146 to 165 dead. 17 years ago in 2007, police officer Filippo Rakiti is killed when a clash breaks out in the Sicily derby between Catania and Palermo in the Serie A, the top flight of Italian football. This event led to major changes in stadium regulations in Italy. 19 years ago in 2005, the Government of Canada introduces the Civil Marriage Act. This legislation would become law on July the 20th, 2005, legalizing same-sex marriage. 20 years ago in 2004, Swiss tennis player Roger Federer becomes the number one ranked men's single player, a position he will hold for a record 237 weeks. 24 years ago in the year 2000, first digital cinema projection in Europe, Paris, realised by Philippe Binant of the DLP cinema technology developed by Texas Instruments. 26 years ago in 1998, Cebu Pacific Flight 387 crashes into Mount Sumagaya in the Philippines, killing all 104 people on board. 34 years ago in 1990, apartheid F.W. de Klerk announces the unbanning of the African National Congress and promises to release Nelson Mandela. 35 years ago in 1989, in the Soviet-Afghan War, the last Soviet armoured column leaves Kabul. 37 years ago in 1987, after the 1986 People Power Revolution, the Philippines enacts a new constitution. 42 years ago in 1982, in the Hamar massacre, the government of Syria attacks the town of Hamar. 44 years ago in 1980, reports surface that the FBI is targeting allegedly corrupt congressmen in the Abscam operation. 53 years ago in 1971, Idi Amin replaces President Milton Obote as leader of Uganda. In the same year, the International Ramsar Convention for the Conservation and Sustainable Utilization of Wetlands is signed in Ramsar, Mazandaran, Iran. 58 years ago in 1966, Pakistan suggests a 6-point agenda with Kashmir after the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. 65 years ago in 1959, 9 experienced ski hikers in the northern Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union die under mysterious circumstances. 70 years ago in 1954, the Detroit Red Wings played in the first outdoor hockey game by any NHL team in an exhibition against the Marquette Branch Prison Pirates in Marquette, Michigan. 81 years ago in 1943, in World War II, the Battle of Stalingrad comes to an end when Soviet troops accept the surrender of the last organized German troops in the city. 82 years ago in 1942, the Oswald Group is responsible for the first active event of anti-Nazi resistance in Norway to protest the inauguration of Vidkun Quisling. 89 years ago in 1935, Leonard Keeler administers polygraph tests to 2 murder suspects. The first time polygraph evidence was admitted in US courts. 90 years ago in 1934, the Export-Import Bank of the United States is incorporated. 99 years ago in 1925, Serum Run to Nome. Dog sleds reach Nome, Alaska with diphtheria serum, inspiring the Iditarod race. 102 years ago in 1922, Ulysses by James Joyce is published. In the same year, the uprising called the Pork Mutiny starts in the region between Kuolajärvi and Savukoski in Finland. 104 years ago in 1920, the Tartu Peace Treaty is signed between Estonia and Russia. 111 years ago in 1913, Grand Central Terminal opens in New York City. 115 years ago in 1909, the Paris Film Congress opens, an attempt by European producers to form an equivalent to the MPCC cartel in the United States. 123 years ago in 1901, funeral of Queen Victoria. 124 years ago in the year 1900, Boston, Detroit, Milwaukee, Baltimore, Chicago, and St. Louis agreed to form baseball's American League. 125 years ago in 1899, the Australian Premiers' Conference held in Melbourne decides to locate Australia's capital city, Canberra, between Sydney and Melbourne. 137 years ago in 1887, in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, the first Groundhog Day is observed. 143 years ago in 1881, the sentences of the trial of the warlocks of Shiloh are imparted. 148 years ago in 1876, the National League of Professional Baseball Clubs of Major League Baseball is formed. 154 years ago in 1870, The Seven Brothers, a novel by Finnish author Alexis Kivi, is published first time in several Finn booklets. 156 years ago in 1868, pro-imperial forces capture Osaka Castle from the Tokugawa shogunate and burn it to the ground. 174 years ago in 1850, Brigham Young declares war on Timpanogos in the battle at Fort Utah. 176 years ago in 1848, in the Mexican-American War, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo is signed. 210 years ago in 1814, the last of the River Thames Frost Fairs come to an end. 315 years ago in 1709, Alexander Selkirk is rescued after being shipwrecked on a desert island, inspiring Daniel Defoe's adventure book Robinson Crusoe. 371 years ago in 1653, New Amsterdam, later renamed the City of New York, is incorporated. "379 years ago in 1645, Scotland in the Wars of the Three Kingdoms, Battle of Inverlochie. 488 years ago in 1536, Spaniard Pedro de Mendoza founds Buenos Aires, Argentina. 563 years ago in 1461, in the Wars of the Roses, the Battle of Mortimer's Cross results in the death of Owen Tudor. 586 years ago in 1438, 9 leaders of the Transylvanian peasant revolt are executed at Torda. 596 years ago in 1428, an intense earthquake struck the Principality of Catalonia, with the epicenter near Camprodon. Widespread destruction and heavy casualties reported. 817 years ago in 1207, Terra Mariana, eventually comprising present-day Latvia and Estonia, is established. 883 years ago in 1141, the Battle of Lincoln, at which Stephen, King of England, is defeated and captured by the allies of Empress Matilda. 992 years ago in 1032, Conrad II, Holy Roman Emperor, becomes King of Burgundy. 1062 years ago in the year 962, Translatio Imperii, Pope John XII crowns Otto I, Holy Roman Emperor, the first Holy Roman Emperor in nearly 40 years. 1144 years ago in the year 880, Battle of Lunenburg Heath, King Louis III of France is defeated by the Norse Great Heathen Army at Lunenburg Heath in Saxony. 1518 years ago in the year 506, Alaric II, 8th King of the Visigoths, promulgates the Breviary of Alaric, a collection of Roman law. So that is all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you found our little trip back through history both relaxing and informative. If you did indeed like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also consider leaving a comment below. All feedback is very much welcome. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help the channel grow and will ensure that you are notified of future videos. Be sure to turn on notifications so that you are notified of future videos as soon as they are posted. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.